Hi everyone! Today I will be teaching you more about how to use the scripts in Scratch to get your sprite to change costumes, change backgrounds, and also how to include some sound in your program for interest. First, let's talk about how to get your sprite to change costumes. One way to do this is to select the sprite that you want to program in your sprite menu, then navigate up to the scripts menu. You can check out any costumes that your sprite may already have by going to the Costumes tab in your script menu. For example, you can see that my sprite Abby has a choice of Costume A, Costume B, Costume C, and Costume D. In order to code a costume change, I will need to go back to the Scripts menu and select the purple Looks menu. From here, I can pick up the next costume block to get Abby to change from the default Costume A to the next costume, which is Costume B. If I want to select a different costume instead, I can pick up the purple Switch Costume To block that includes a drop-down arrow for me to pick a different costume from. Personally, when I am coding costume changes, I like to include some wait time in between each costume change to slow down the code in the program so the costume changes are easier to see. For example, I'm going to select Wait 1 second block from the yellow control menu before making a costume change. Then I will drag over a purple Next Costume block from the Looks menu. Before making yet another costume change, I will insert another Wait 1 second block from the yellow control menu, and finally include another purple Next Costume block from the Looks menu. For the sake of showing you all of Abby's costumes, I will include all 3 costumes available in my code. Let's play the program to see how the costume changes look. The next thing I will do is to show you how to change background in Scratch. One way to do this is to go to the Stage menu in the lower left corner of Scratch. Here you can click on the stage and then select New Backdrop from Library icon to create a new background. For example, I will select the new backdrop called Boardwalk to use instead of the stage and then hit OK to get the backdrop to change. You can select more than one backdrop to use in your programming to make your sprite appear to change scenes in your story. You can also upload a custom backdrop image from your computer or from the internet by selecting the Upload Backdrop from File icon to select a picture of something else saved on your computer or that you found on the internet. The last icon you can see here is the option to paint a new backdrop using the Backdrop Editing menu. Once you've figured out what backdrop you want to change your stage to, you will need to figure out when you want your story to change scenes or backgrounds. Once you have figured that out, you can code a background change in your scripts. To do this, go back to the Scripts menu and navigate to the purple Looks menu. From here, you can pick up the purple Switch Backdrop To block with the drop-down menu inside of it and drag it into your script to whatever place you want to change backgrounds in your program. You will need to click on the sprite that you want to tell the program to switch backgrounds. So I will select Abby and then modify my Switch Backdrop block to say Switch Backdrop to Boardwalk. Now I will run my program to see if my backdrop change is working like I want it to. The next thing I will do is show you how to include some sounds in your program. To do this, think about a time in your program where you would like to add sound or some music for interest. For example, I will include a sound at the beginning when my sprite Abby is walking. To code the sound in my program, I will go to the Scripts menu and down to the pink Sounds menu. Here you can see the play sound block that includes a default sound pop. If I want to play that pop sound, I can drag the block over into my script and make the sound at the time that I want it, when my character is gliding. I can also select other sounds in the Scripts menu by going to the gray Sounds tab and clicking the speaker-shaped Upload Sounds from Library button. In the Sounds library, you will find all kinds of interesting sounds to try out in your program. I will select a sound from the library in the Musical Loops section for my program called Scratchy Beat and hit OK. Now I can go back to my scripts, go to the purple sound block, and change the sound to Scratchy Beat using the drop-down arrow. The last thing I will explain here today is how to use messages in the Events menu to broadcast from one sprite to another. These broadcast messages are useful to get your sprites to tell each other when to do something. In order to do this, you will need two sprites, so I will quickly select a sprite to add. Next, you will need to think about what you want your sprites to say to each other. For example, maybe I want Abby to tell my other sprite to reply after she has said something. First, I could code Abby to say, "Hello, Bear," using the Looks menu. I would then go to the orange Events tabs in the Scripts menu and select the Broadcast Message 1 block, which will send a message in the program to all of the sprites. In order for the bear to receive the message and reply back, I will need to select the bear's sprite, and then go to his scripts and go to the orange Events menu to pick up the When I Receive Message 1 block and drag it into his scripts. Then the program will tell the bear to do something, whatever I code next, once it receives the message that was broadcast from Abby. So I will have the bear reply by picking up the Say block from the purple Looks tab and have my bear reply, "Oh, hi Abby," for 2 seconds. Now let's run the program to make sure that our send and receive broadcast messages work the way that we want them to. So overall today you have learned how to get your sprites to change costumes, how to code a background change, and you have also learned how to send and receive messages between sprites. Feel free to replay all or parts of this video as you need to continue to work on learning the basics for building your program today. Good luck!